Hey, it's Frank Deirdre, that one web guy, and I'm back with another video. From time to time, I get people ask me, some of the resources that I use on a daily basis or frequently, and this is one of them. I wanted to share with you about some project management software that I've been using for many years now, and you can use it to to a large scale or to a minimal scale, which is what I do mostly. But it helps me keep on track with the things that I'm working on for the various customers that I'm working on, or even my own projects. As a serial entrepreneur, there's a lot I have going on that sometimes I push aside to work on customer projects and then come back to mine, and it helps keep organized to where I'm at, where I left off, and that type of thing. So the service I'm talking to you today is about Asana. It's at asana.com, or you can click the link below the video here. They have different pricing options, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But when you first look at it, it's pretty easy. It helps you keep organized. It has different views. People like to view things different ways. Some people like lists, some people like cards, and that type of thing. So this is just a quick view of the list view. If you scroll down, there's a timeline view, so you can kind of see how projects are progressing or how tasks are progressing and things of that sort. And there's boards. Now, I usually use either the list or the boards, just because it makes an easier view. Sometimes I like just a list. Here's I'm doing this, and this. Or in the boards, if you're doing a progress, see how progress is moving along, or something like that, and you're working with the team, this comes in handy. And I'll show you in just a moment the actual inside. I don't want to take very long here, but I just wanted to show you quickly the different things that you can do. You can automate your routines, so if there's things you do frequently, there's a lot of integration. So like if you use Google Drives and you want to add spreadsheets, if your Google Drive's attached to your service, you can bring in a spreadsheet and attach it to a project. You can add a lot of different things to it. You can turn emails right into Asana right from your Outlook inbox, as well as other services. Obviously, if you have Google Drive, you can probably connect your Gmail to it. As you can see, there's Google Sheets popping up here on the screen over here on the right. So there's a lot to it. So you can work with the different workflows. You can get an overview of see how progress is working on different projects. If people keep up to date on different things. So that's just the basics of things. Let's go ahead and look at pricing real quick before we move forward and get that out of the way. So I've been using the basic service for the longest time. And the basic service has all these different features. I mean, unlimited tasks, unlimited projects, unlimited messages, activity log, and stuff like that. Collaborate with up to 15 team members. So you can have unlimited tasks and projects if you have less than 15 members. It's all free. What I like there is an iOS and Android mobile apps, which work just as well as it does here on the screen. And so you're out on the road, you're out on a project, you can update a task right from your phone, or tablet, whichever you prefer. And I've done that, be somewhere railroaded, or stop somewhere, and I think of a project or something I need to modify on a project, or an idea to add to a project. I could do it right from my mobile device. So you can see there's different things here, and if you have any questions, of course you can check the pricing yourself. But I just wanted to go through the pricing. Now, on my site here, I'm logged into my dashboard already. And you can see I have a lot of different projects. I have it broke up. I actually can do this with. I have multiple companies, or I have a Creative Pixel Press is a service that I do for I partner with a person on doing WordPress plugins and themes and things of that sort. Orange Pixel is my own company. Is some of the things that I'm doing, and of course you have personal projects, so you could add personal projects as well. So Yurple is a service that I use as a service that I've created, software as a service. But as you can see, these are some of our plugins and things like that we're working on. But say like I wanted to create a new project, so I can come up here and I can say new project, and I'm just going to say this is website 1 for Joe. So, and it's going to be public to the Creative Pixel Press. That means anybody that's a team member of the Creative Pixel Press team will have access to it. Now I can change this to private project members or private just to me. So if it's something I'm working on, I don't want the rest of the team to have to worry about checking in on it or whatever, I can make it private to me. I can make it to private to project members. So maybe there's just certain members in the team that have access to this project, or I have somebody outside the project, that's not a team member, that maybe it's just a contractor that we've had hired in that we want to be a part of the project. We can send them an invite for this project. So we can do that. And of course, then we can pick what view we want to look at it. Now, saying that, you can switch views as you're working along. So I'm going to go ahead and create the project, and it starts in list view. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and go to board view because I wanted to show that feature. So getting started, it might be this subject. Then we can do sent to customer, and then we can add another section that says approved, and then we could add another section that says completed. You can add sections at any time, and you can also move them around, so if you wanted to do that. So maybe I start with page needs. How many pages do they need for this site? Color scheme. I always think it's important to have a color scheme so you stay consistent throughout your website. Maybe we think of the keywords. Keywords is important so that we can integrate them in the SEO. Then we have who is the target market. It's always a good idea to know who your target market is before you get started. Of course, some people do it after the fact, and that's okay too, but I like to do it before. So just in those tasks. So maybe I've finished the color schemes and I've sent that off to the customer. So the customer can come over, I'm waiting for feedback or whatever, or I assign somebody to that. So maybe I have somebody I can click on here and I can say I want Josh to look at that. And I say that I want it to have it done. I'm going to assign it to myself because I don't want to send Josh a notice right at the moment. So then I can add a color scheme, or I can add a date of when I need that completed by. So I can say I need it by the 9th, and we have a task associated to that, a date and who it's going to go to. And of course, there's some other things. We can edit the task name. We can add a cover image if we want. That gives it a kind of a fancier look to it. I think we've seen on this screen here when we did the initial page. You can see that we had, some of them had this cover image to it just to make it stand out a little more, and that's totally up to you. So there's different things that you can add to it as well. So as I mentioned, if you click, that's through this. So there's there's different things that you can do right from this. So you want to copy the task, duplicate the task, or whatever. Once you click on it, you have additional information. So this whole pane right here is about this color scheme. So I can change who it's assigned to, can change the date. It's in this project, and it's showing it's in this project and it's in this column. We can add a bit more about the color scheme. We can add subtasks which allow it to create another list inside there. So maybe we want to add, it's like what color ranges or what palette, or is it going to be for printing, or those type of things that we can think about. We can add questions in here. Maybe the customer came back and I want to attach the color scheme here. I can paste a file and ask if it's for my Google Drive, my Box account, my OneDrive, Dropbox, your computer, whatever. So I can attach a file there if I wanted to. I can set formatting. I can mention somebody. You can just say like if I wanted to mention Josh in this, I could say @Josh and it would put that in there. So there's a lot that you can do here as well. You can also add some tagging. We do that occasionally, so that you can say I've looked at this and I'm waiting for a review, and or just add whatever tags that you wanted to add to it. So maybe I wanted to show Josh that I looked at it, so I can add a tag and add my color. Frank, I tested it, type of thing. And so you can see that add an orange tag here, and it marked it as tested here. So there's a lot that you can do to that, and of course then once it's done, you just drag that over to the completed or the approved, and just move it through the task line. As I said, at any time you can switch it back to the list view if you prefer. It all depends on how you want to look at it. So this is the one that we've messed with here, is the color scheme, and you can see that it was assigned to me. It's due on the 9th, and then there's additional fields that you can add here to see it. There is the timeline view. So the timeline, of course, is the paid view. The calendar, you can see it's scheduled for the 9th, so it automatically puts it on the calendar. There's the dashboard view. So again, that's a paid feature. I'm using the free. Messages, forms, and files. I really, most of the paid features I don't need. When I go to my home board, you can see everything that we've we've worked on, website for Joe. I can add it to my favorites up here if I wanted to. I can look at my tasks and I can see if I'm working on multiple tasks, it shows, okay, there's a color scheme was recently assigned to me. They send you these things. Consider updating your progress, which I should probably clear out. It shows the projects that I'm working on and the tasks that I have available that I need to be working on. So again, this is my task and some of the boards that I've been working on, so I've not looked at it as frequently, or I just haven't gone through, and I imagine I could turn those off and not worry about it. But the biggest thing is, it just helps me to keep track of what I'm working on. As I said, the board works pretty well to doing that way. You can of course move it back. As I said, you can move columns around really easy. So this might be just something that works for you, and I hope you like it. Again, if you like it and you're interested in it, I'm not getting paid to endorse this or whatever, but you can click the link below if it's something you're interested in. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll be back with another video soon.